Hi, I'm Chris Johnston. I'm with Sierra-Olympia Technologies, and I'm here to talk with you today about our new product, Ventus HOT mid-wave infrared cameras. Now, Ventus is a product line that crosses a number of different disciplines for us, but in general, Ventus is our determination or our product name for mid-wave infrared cameras. We've had Ventus around for 3 or 4 years now. We've had a number of different camera categories introduced in Ventus that cross specialty applications from optical gas imaging to small, compact, airborne design cameras for lightweight, low swap applications. And today, this Ventus line is a continuation of Ventus products that we've used in the past for long-range security and surveillance applications. Now, we have a previous version of this classification of Ventus cameras that were based upon cooled indium antimonide sensors, and we've fundamentally kept the same performance metrics of the cameras, but we've changed the sensor of the camera to a high operating temperature mid-wave sensor that delivers a number of benefits. The first benefit of high operating temperature sensors is that they allow the temperature of the sensor to increase, and therefore the cooler operates at a lower intensity and it will extend the cooler life. The operating temperature of a typical mid-wave camera is about 80 Kelvin, and anywhere hot mid-wave sensors operate anywhere from 110 to 150 Kelvin. And you can see how hot mid-wave, as the temperature goes up, the cooler power goes down, the cooler strain goes down, and therefore the cooler lifetime is extended. So that's what we've done here. We've changed from a traditional indium antimonide sensor with 80 Kelvin operating temperature range to a high operating temperature sensor that will allow us to offer a guaranteed 2-year cooler life, operating 24/7. Ventus HOT is fundamentally now 3 cameras. This is the smallest and shortest focal length. It's 15 millimeters to 300 millimeters. This unit is 35 millimeters to 690 millimeters, and then a very large camera, 45 millimeters to 900 millimeters. It's all the same sensor, different size lenses, different focal lengths depending upon the application, but all of them have the same high operating temperature sensor with the same coordinated approach that we use with all Ventus for a camera integration. So let's start talking about what we do special. So the infrared industry is somewhat fractured. You got lens vendors, they want to sell you lenses. You got sensor vendors, they want to sell you sensors. And it's much more than just putting together a lens and a sensor. We have been in this business we've been in business for 25 years. We've been putting together mid-wave cameras for about 15 years. We've shipped about 4,000 mid-wave systems, which makes us one of the largest consumers of mid-wave systems. We're unique in that we're somewhat agnostic about the manufacturers. However, we do have preferences on all of our sensors and all of our lenses because we've tested so many over that history of 4,000. We know which ones are good and we know which ones cause problems. So we've narrowed it down to the best-in-class optics, the best-in-class sensors, and then we tie everything together into an integrated system that makes it function like a camera rather than just like a sensor in one hand and a lens in the other hand that forces anyone to learn about the nuances of infrared integration at any one time. So we have the sensor right here. One thing that we're very careful about is the position of the sensor on the zoom lens. Zoom lenses sometimes have varying lines of sight for their zoom, and we take great care in building the tooling and the test capability to align the sensor to the best possible position on the lens. Every lens is a little bit different in its back working distance. We know how to calibrate out these back working distances. We know how to orient the sensor so that according to a mounting point on the lens, you can be assured that vertical is aligned with the columns on the focal plane array in the sensor. And as I said before, we try to align the center pixel of the sensor with the optical axis of the zoom as best we can. And that all takes special tooling that involves fixturing that grips the sensor, fixturing that grips the lens, special targets in the collimator that allow us to perform these kinds of alignment, and then the design of the mechanics that allow us to lock it down and grip everything. So that's all part of our design. Electronically, again, you have lots of power supplies that you have to manage. You have to manage power supply for a cooler, for sensor electronics, for video processing electronics, for the lens and the lens motors. We build our electronics so that our customers have to deal with only one power supply, single 12-volt power supply, and then we manage the power distribution throughout the system. And all of our power supplies in the Ventus HOT are software controllable. You can tell that we design items for customers that do integration. This is not a finished product that you would put out for 24/7 observation. The electronics are exposed and the lens isn't protected. In every case, all of our lenses have a point, a mounting point, in front of which that is sealed or IP67 sealed and protected from the elements. So we work with our customers, providing interface control documents that define how they would mount these things such that they are protected from the environment after mounting. And then all of the electronics and the guts of the camera are intended to be installed in a housing. And then it's up to our customers to grip onto the sensor and the connection points for the electronics. For example, a single power supply comes in on the Sherlock connector. We have, in Ventus HOT, upgraded the electronics to a more powerful processor. It's an all-digital system right now. We don't do analog anymore. These are VGA sensors, but we use HD SDI video standards or HDMI video standards. Those are digital versus the traditional NTSC or PAL video signals. The system also offers IP video output up to H.265 standards. And we also have onboard video storage, so customers can store data on board if they so choose. The connection or the control of the overall system is either via Ethernet, RS-232, or RS-422, according to the customer's desires. Finally, we have our own body of software on all these cameras such that everything is operated like a camera. It's not that you have to send commands for the lens and send commands to the sensor. You send commands to the camera, and the camera will zoom in, zoom out, perform autofocus. We're working on a continuous autofocus function. We have our own protocol-based software ICD for Ventus HOT so that it's designed for integration. We provide a software GUI with a spy function on it so that you can see and record commands going back and forth to the camera to ease the integration tasks according to our protocol. So overall, the system behaves, again, more like a camera that's designed to be integrated. And that's part of what Sierra-Olympic does, is we promote the concept of camera as component. It's not an enclosed camera, it's meant to go into a bigger system. And that's whether we have a small camera that goes into a gimbal or a big camera like this that would go into a security surveillance system. We partner with our customers to ensure that their final product is successful. And it's the most cost-effective way to balance the value that we can bring to a customer and allow them to focus on what they do well, which is the enclosure and the overall system integration. So again, we have the new Ventus HOT. It includes a long life cooler with a 25-month warranty right out of the box. 3 different long-range lenses for various applications, and we're contemplating adding new lenses as time goes on. We have 3 designs, 2 of which are on display here. All of them are cameras as components designed to go into a customer system, and there's universal and similar connections and protocols that allow customer to perform integration once and then apply different cameras to different applications with minimal extra work because of the similarity across lines. So that's Ventus HOT. I'm Chris Johnston, and thank you for watching.